This video is designed for educational purposes only. The information it contains should not be used for treating a health problem or disease, nor should it replace the expert care and advice of a qualified physician. A diagnosis of breast cancer is often overwhelming. The video that follows tells the stories of how 7 women learned about their breast cancer and started their journeys to become survivors. You will see that no 2 people react exactly the same way to a diagnosis of breast cancer. Every woman's response is different, but valid for her. The makers of this video hope that as you meet these women, you will recognize yourself in parts of their stories, and that you will feel less fearful and alone as you start on your own road to recovery.
I discovered my cancer quite by chance doing a self-examination, which I hadn't been very good about doing, but one day I just felt it there, and it was a very distinctive lump.
It was about the size of a golf ball, and you know, the first time you feel something like that, you feel very much in shock.
And I didn't feel anything. The doctor told me I couldn't have felt it because it was so deep. Till I never would have felt it. And thank God the mammogram picked it up.
And when they first mentioned having a biopsy, that's when it hit me the hardest. I remember coming home, standing in front of my kitchen sink, thinking, oh, I am scared out of my mind.
Everything seemed kind of gray. The sky was gray, the building was gray, the rugs in the doctor's office were gray, the walls looked gray. Everything just, I lost color that day.
I don't even know how I got home that evening. I was driving home, and I didn't even think I missed a red light. Somebody beeped at me, and I just said, okay. And I kept, you know, just driving and not realizing, now how do I tell everybody? What do I do? Who do I see? Where do I begin? Could this possibly be a mistake?
I was told we have a window here. We have time. I had to listen to them because I didn't understand or know that. I thought I'd have to be in the very next day and have the operation. Well, it wasn't that quick or that soon, and I had to believe them and trust them that we could go on their time schedule.
I'll never forget constantly telling my husband, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And he'd say, why are you sorry? I said, for doing this to you, for, you know, burdening you with this. You know, when you said I do, you know, 9, 10 years before that, you didn't bank on it. I know they say that in the vows, for better, for worse, but, you know, I'm sorry.
I have no background of breast cancer in my family. I do everything right, or I thought I did. I belong to health clubs. I ate right. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Not very little. And I did all the things I thought was right, and not having any history. When they said it was breast cancer, I said, how could that be?
My primary concern was really my children. I was pregnant. I said to my husband, when I walk in that door and I see those 2 little kids, they were 2 and 4, there's no way that I'm going to show them that I'm crying, because I had to be strong for my kids, you know, because moms are supposed to be strong.
What about Earth? You think we should try Earth?
No.
How about Pluto? I'm the type of person who doesn't really like to worry other people. So, of course, I told my husband, and I told my best friend, but I didn't tell my family. And I thought I could handle it all by myself without anybody really knowing about it.
Your family and friends, especially your family, your immediate family, they need to know how you feel. To exclude them is wrong, because they need to feel what you feel. I didn't want my daughters to feel this hurt, this excitement, this get angry at the whole world. I wanted them to just be, you know, strong, but it was real selfish for me not to be able to share this with my own daughters.
The first person I called was a cousin of mine, and I don't know why I just started boo-hooing on the phone. But that was the only time I think I really cried. And I didn't cry because I was scared. I think it just was a shock.
There's no way to get through the initial shock but to just plain get through it. You just plain get through it. And if your way is to cry, you cry. If you need to call somebody, you call somebody. If you need to write a note and put it in the mail, you write the note and put it in the mail. You'll get through it. You'll be stronger than you think. You'll cope better than you think. But you do whatever you need to do to get through it.
The guilt feelings that you have upon first diagnosis is phenomenal. Being a logical person that I am, I mean, I was still constantly searching for the reasons. That's what people do. I've talked to a lot of women when they get diagnosed. You know, why did I get it? And you almost obsess over that. And maybe that's part of the process, obsessing, but you do have to get beyond that. Because you did not, I mean, that went through that whole process. I did nothing to cause this. And that in and of itself is very healing.
I know that I felt a lot stronger when everybody was telling me, hang in there, you know, we're praying for you. Prayer is what got me through a lot of things, too.
I think it's made me closer to God, though. I think I've always been very close to Him, but it makes me know that He's there guiding me and helping me through it.
It helps to have a good support system, family support, mainly husband. That's the main thing.
I'm divorced, so I didn't really have a partner that I can share that with, but that was okay. And in spite of all that, I felt that I was probably the luckiest woman in the world to have not only my children, but my sisters and my mom to help me through a tough time.
You get a lesson in cooking, too, see?
And it's important that you share stuff like this with them.
Sometimes you need to forget about what's best for everybody else and just face what's good for you. And for me, it was dealing with it my own way and not worrying about how everybody else would necessarily be able to face it.
I'm a firm believer in counseling to deal with feelings and to get back on track.
You can't always solve everything in your own life. And when you have something as devastating as this, and it is devastating, then you need probably an outside person.
You're told many, many things verbally by different doctors, but there's the opportunity now to go to the computer, go to the library, brochures, books, talk with other women, support groups. There's a whole host of things we can do to learn about our disease.
I went to the library and I found out through one book, alternative cancer therapies, not that I did those things, but I learned all about how the cancer cell works and what actually happens in your body when cells mutate. And that helped me immensely just to know what was happening in my body so then we can reverse that process. Just knowledge is really power.